Balus walked along the dusty road that led to the village, his heavy hammer resting on his right shoulder. His armor, scratched by years of fighting, creaked with every step. In his bag he had 50 pieces of silver, enough for a week of wine and meat, but not enough to afford idleness. The village was visible in the distance, a mix of wooden and earthen houses, with thatched roofs and thick smoke rising lazily from the houses. The smell of baked bread mixed with that of manure and sweat, a heavy but familiar air for a village on the edge of the Dacian Empire. People moved slowly, but their eyes stopped on him. A massive, bald stranger with cold eyes and a hammer the size of a child. Balus paid them no attention. He was looking for work, something simple. The tavern seemed the right place to start. He headed for the tavern, a low building with a cracked door from which came the murmur of voices and hoarse laughter. He pushed the door open with his shoulder, the wood creaking, and stepped inside. The air was thick, full of smoke from the hearth fire and the smell of sour wine. A few villagers stopped talking, watching him. Balus sat down at a table in the corner, his hammer resting against the chair with a dull thud. The innkeeper, a stocky man with arms tattooed with ancient dacian symbols, approached, wiping a mug. Innkeeper.
Stranger, what brings you to this forgotten village? Wine or food?
Balus.
I come to clear the dust from my throat and work.
The innkeeper poured the wine into a cracked mug, looking at him carefully.
For business? You've come to the right place. Duras came earlier and said he wanted some boys to build a fence.
Balus sipped the wine, sour but good.
Duras? Where can I find this one? What does he look like?
The innkeeper leaned over the table, his voice dropping.
Duras is our old man, a former general in the Empire's army. Tall, with scars on his face, a gray beard, he wears an old sheepskin coat with Dacian insignia. You'll find him at the council, near the temple, the building with the red roof. Go now. He's there with the priest.
Balus nodded, finishing his wine.
Okay. How much does this mug cost?
5 silver.
Balus took 5 silver pieces out of his bag, throwing them on the table. He stood, hammer on his shoulder, and walked out of the tavern, heading for the temple. Balus pushed open the door of the red-roofed building, the old wood creaking under the weight of his massive shoulder. Inside, the air was cool, with a faint smell of burnt herbs and old leather. Duras sat at a simple wooden table, bent over a worn map, his staff propped beside him. The old man looked up, the scars on his face deepening in the dim light of a torch. The priest, a thin man in a robe embroidered with Dacian spirals, stood in the background silently leafing through an ancient book, but did not intervene. Duras.
What can I do for you, young man? I haven't seen you around the village.
Balus approached, his hammer resting against the wall with a dull thud. The wound on his left leg, a bad fall into a ditch in the previous village after a night of drinking, saw him. But he walked normally, gritting his teeth to keep from showing weakness. Balus.
I heard you have work to do.
Duras nodded, straightening his back with a groan.
That's right. A storm knocked a tree over the fence of the temple, the building opposite. It needs to be repaired quickly, before animals or thieves get in. We're few men here, most of them conscripted into the army. I'll give you 25 silver for a day's work, plus 15 at the end.
Balus.
Okay. When do we start?
Duras.
Tomorrow, at sunrise, at the temple. Bring your hammer. We'll need the strength.
Balus nodded and left, heading back toward the tavern. The sun was setting, casting long shadows over the houses. He pushed open the tavern door again, the thick air welcoming him like an old friend. He sat down at the same corner table, the hammer beside him. The innkeeper approached quickly.
Back so soon? How did it go with Duras?
Balus,
I have a contract. Give me a wine and a steak. The good kind, not leftovers.